And I'm Nolan Gauthier.
And we are about to take you through the exposed experience.
Live from the CML.
This is basically a website that chronicles our entire work involving our social experiments project, which basically is our autobiography project for New Media 206.
Yep. Alright, so we'll start with intent and our approach.
Click on this baby.
Yep. We have them listed on the main page here, just so that people can kind of understand what we were going for, which I don't know if that happened anyways, but we tried.
We just wanted to give any viewers a little insight into the project itself, so they weren't just viewing a website that had no explanation at all.
Yeah.
And I guess that would have been kind of cool, but
that would have been mysterious.
Yeah, just sort of that mystique vibe. But anyway, for the purpose of the project, we wanted to give some background.
Alright, we're going to move on to projects now. Take a look at comparisons, which I handled the majority of this one. I think this one was misunderstood. It's created, it's lab created, if you will, and it's intended to be satirical, and it's not. The purpose of it is not to be a real page. The purpose of it is to point out examples of things that people do lie about, not necessarily all at once, but a culmination of all of them at once, just so that people get an idea what to look out for, or if you are in the know, then you probably find it funny.
Alright, now we're going to move over to the rollover section, which is quite possibly the star of the show here.
It's pretty difficult to program this.
Yeah.
We just had some trouble with images, overlaying images, but I guess
on the technical front, this was definitely like the real tour de force here. Nolan was slaving away effortlessly trying to make Dreamweaver actually do what he wanted, but in the end, I think it's fairly successful for what we plan on having happen. We wanted to show that in today's society, what you see like in magazines, on TV, etc., is not always necessarily the truth, and it's really quite easy in this day and age to make someone look far, far better than they really would. Alright, for instance, on this page, you got a bunch of jacked guys, and I mean, they probably put in some work and whatnot, but you know, like this guy's looking pretty glum, and then all of a sudden he's ripped, he's tan, and I'm really a little suspicious about whether that's even his head.
Yeah, me too.
Doesn't look quite right. This guy, same idea. It's like, what the hell happened?
I just think these are perfect examples of the abuse of like these mediums, and just using them to deceive people. That's the only point of this, is just to deceive people, and so I just think that's why that's worth showing.
Alright, we're gonna go back to projects here, and now social experiments, the real meat of this whole endeavor.
The beard project.
Yeah, first off, we're gonna beard it up. Beard project.
Little ZZ Top action.
Note the hairy border. There's a very meticulous aspect of this. So the beard project is broken up into 3 phases of growth, essentially, and for each of these, we have the related comments that came up on Facebook, where all these projects are housed. Alright, let's start things off with phase 1. Not a lot here, really. It's just, I began things, you know, it's
handsome.
It's just some stubble. Oh, it's very handsome. We all knew that, but, you know, before there was basically nothing happened. There was like this part of the beard, and then I just gave this Jason Statham look, and one guy was like, nice beard, Gabe, and that was pretty much that. It wasn't like so dramatic that anyone was really going to question it, so I figured that was a safe place to start.
Definitely very believable.
Alright, we'll head back here, and phase 2. Alright, phase 2 was probably what really got people going.
This is definitely my favorite.
It's fairly believable, if I do say so myself.
He looks scared.
Yeah, it's kind of a bizarre expression, but I mean, you know, might as well be goofy. You got a big bushy beard to live it up.
Definitely.
And so, people generally bought this. I don't think anyone was actually skeptical about this. It was just comments about like, holy beard, man, he looked like Grizzly Adams and all this stuff.
I think I would have bought it at a first glance.
Yeah.
It looks pretty.
I mean, everyone who commented basically hadn't ever seen me this semester, so how would they know? So this was still in the believability stage.
Definitely.
Alright, we'll head back here and finish up with phase 3, the phase of failure. You can definitely see that the beard has looked better. I wanted to make it a little more dramatic, but I don't think I took quite enough time to get the lighting and texture and all that jazz right. So
I thought the beard looked pretty good. I just thought it maybe came too soon, but we didn't really have much of a
Yeah.
choice with the time frame of the project that we had,
yeah,
being that we were going on Tuesday.
it's true. We were the first group, the pioneers. So we had to get this done, and I figured it was gonna fall apart sometime, and this was the time. So people were like, generally, they called it like pretty soon. It was like, yeah, I'm kind of doubting the authenticity of this beard, and it more or less died at that moment. Alright, so we can more or less conclude that people thought it was pretty reasonable until that the hairiness versus time frame ratio just wasn't really working out, and the last one wasn't as convincing. But it's interesting to note, as I said here, that the only skeptics were girls, and I thought that was a little strange. I guess guys were just more willing to believe that I could grow the manliest of things. And the real idea behind this was I just wanted to sort of tap into the whole, like, people's faith in images in general. Usually if you see it as an image, you're not going to question it as much. And they're like, wow, I mean, he's got a beard, it's authentic, it's on Facebook. I just sort of wanted to delve into that realm a bit, and I think this sort of expresses that. Alright, now we're going to head over to the actually the second and last social experiment. And this is when the project itself, as you can see, was pretty much falling apart.
Yeah, I didn't have much luck with this, and I wasn't surprised to find out Gabe didn't either. There's a lot of content on YouTube, so I didn't really think it was going to stimulate too much activity, but I was holding out hope.
What we wanted to do, more or less, was just make some fake profiles on YouTube and then comment on our own videos and rate them, and see if that stimulated more comments based off of people breaking the ice and saying things. But we realized that the tags we had weren't really enough to stimulate activity in general. Alright, that's pretty much this entire site exposed. Now, we found a little interesting wrap up to this was that on Facebook, I wrote on my status, Gabe says the beard was a lie, and that actually generated a lot of comments, and it was interesting to see, like, who was fooled, who wasn't, for those who actually had a response to this. And most people either they claimed that, yeah, I knew this all along, or they were just like, man, that was pretty badass, and then I did catch the last one or whatever. So it was just a nice little, like, bit of closure to the whole project, and now it's just like sort of a document for the ages. So that's pretty exciting, this whole conspiracy. So in the end, I'd say this project was a relative success.
I thought it pretty well.
Yeah, we didn't have like everything working 100%, but I think it documents more or less what we wanted to show, with just the shallow nature of current society, of online society, that sort of thing.
Definitely.
So I guess we'll head out now, and you can enjoy this website at your leisure, and maybe we'll update it one of these days, who knows.
Thanks for listening. Bye.